Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori. I'm your online finance guy who speaks about all things finance. How you can be able to save, invest and grow in your financial journey. And today I'm going to speak about how to make millions, and I say again, millions from commodities trading. Yes, food commodities trading in Kenya. And when I talk about food commodities, I speak about maize, I speak about beans, I speak about cereals and grains, I speak about flours and all agricultural commodities that you could make money from. And when I speak about making money from, I talk about trading these commodities, not the actual farming. So how do you go about making money from this? Before I tell you how you go about making money from this, let me give you a glimpse of the commodities market status in Kenya. The first thing is that food commodities are overproduced in certain areas, underproduced in certain areas, and they are poorly stored. That means that sometimes there is a glut in the market and a lot of food products and food commodities are actually produced, and these food commodities are produced and cannot be well stored, and so are affected sometimes by weevils, are affected by pests, and affected by contamination of aflatoxins and things like that. So there is a challenge in the way these commodities are actually stored. Again, because these commodities are sometimes grown in specific regions, there could be a glut in the market. Yes, there could be more than considerable production of these commodities in a specific area, and there could be lack of these commodities in another area. Then the other thing that compounds this problem is the transportation problem. Sometimes there is difficulty in transporting food commodities that are abundant in certain areas but are more abundant in other areas. It could be because of rain. It could also be because of poor road network and things like that. Then the other thing is that these food commodities prices can be significantly different in specific areas within the country. For example, in Nairobi, a kilogram of beans could be, for example, 100 Kenya shillings. The same kg of beans could be 40 shillings somewhere in Kitui. So one place is 40 shillings, another place is 100 shillings, and there's a lot of differences in prices. I will share websites where you can be able to see the commodities prices every single day, every single month, and the statistical data. This data can be found in opendata.go.ke. It can also be found in the Kenya Bureau of Statistics website where they publish these commodity prices. So where do you make your money with these specific situations? The first thing is you need to identify specific locations, distant off locations where you could be able to set up silos, where you could be able to set up good storage facilities. You could be able to buy, so you could be able to set up in every province have like one, where you're able to store huge amounts of this grain and cereal products. So when that specific place has an overproduction and there is a glut in the market and there's so many people who are selling the same product in the same area, you could overbuy this product and store in your silo that is located in that specific region. Again, because you are doing it as a large scale and you are good at it, you're going to do very good storage facilities that could be able to help you store this grain for longer. So you store well, you have geographical locations that are scattered, and you have good facilities. Then you buy in bulk in the specific areas where it is cheap. Then again, because you have access to this statistical data, you could be able to identify where this specific grain or this specific produce is needed and it is fetching a higher price. Then because you are in the process of trading, you could be able to identify where the markets are and who is going to buy in those markets, and be able, as you sit, be able to identify people who are going to offtake this grain from your stores in a specific location to a specific location, in which case you could be able to identify, for example, if the price that you bought this product is 40 shillings, for example, the cost of storage and transportation to the silo is say 5 shillings. So your total cost at the silo is 45 shillings. Put another 5 shillings for security and other additional incidentals. So 50 shillings is what is your cost. But the same grain is needed in a certain location that is going to be sold at 100. So if you're going to transport this product and you have been able to square down the cost of transportation down to the kilogram and identify, say for example, 10 shillings for transportation from this location to that location where you could be able to get this good market, then your product to the market will be 60 shillings. And the 40 shillings will be the profit that you would make by selling off your product to the market. And remember, because you're selling off in bulk, you will sell off and then you'll be able to get your money. But this is not where it ends. Again, the places where you are selling your product could also have a market glut in another product. In that area, there could be a glut in, say, maize. You sold beans there, but there could be a lot of maize there. Then again, you do the same, and you could be able to square down to a science where you are your trucks and your silos are always filling grain with the grain that is available and transporting to the place where it is needed and buying back, and your trucks will never be not carrying anything, and you'll be able to square it down to a point where you could be able to make profit just sitting, because all you need is the data which is available. The other thing that you need is a silos which you can invest in. The other thing you need is a transportation which you can be able to leverage to be able to get a good amount of money. So one day you sell 1,000 kilograms at 40 shillings profit, and you have made for example 40,000 shillings with one lorry. You have 10, you make 400,000. Again, on the return trip, you buy there and you sell here, and because you have silos that have distributed elsewhere, you just need a good computer system or a good software package that will be able to help you identify where you can be able to sell and be able to interlink this data with your operating system or your program to be able to identify when to buy, when to sell, where to buy, where to sell, where your lorries could take advantage of being located or having transported something, and you could be able to make a profit. It is very simple. It just needs a lot of thinking, a lot of initial investments in silos, and a lot of calls and market research. But you could be able to square it to a science and be able to make a lot of money. I will show you documents that will be able to show you the differences in prices, and some of them are quite staggering. The prices of commodities could be more than double in specific locations and a lot cheaper, up to 40% less than others in other locations. This is the way you could be able to do profitably by trading commodities, not farming, which could be riskier, but trading these commodities. Again, you could provide a ready market to farmers. Again, you could be able to sell your product to locations where this product is lacking. So you are not only creating supply chains, but you are making a good profit in return. I hope that you are learning, you are growing, and you're on your way to making your millions. So thank you and enjoy your